Okay, I know I'm a little bit late to the party, but there has been, recently, some brand new Resident Evil 9 leaks. And this time, again, it is a leak, but it does come from someone who's more reliable. Someone who has kind of said things in the past and got it almost right or bang on at times. So yeah, people are thinking there's a lot more kind of ground for this one. But as always, like I always say with these videos, it is a leak, in quotes. You know, until they say anything or you see anything official, it isn't true. That's how I see them. If it comes to it and it's real, there you go. But if it's not, then no harm done. So, Resident Evil 9, we know it's coming probably in the next couple of years, right? And we are still waiting for an official announcement. There's been no teasing or anything like that. It is just something we know is probably coming in the next couple of years. And I'm excited for it. Okay, so the leak in question, I'll get straight to it, is supposedly suggesting that Resident Evil 9 will adopt the open world kind of type of game style. Like a fully explorable map, fully open world. And that, immediately to me, is a big concern. And there's a few reasons why, and obviously not everyone's going to agree with me, but there is concern there. To kind of start on a personal opinion, I guess, about open world games is I'm not as big a fan of them now as I was when I was like a kid. Like, I had more time to play into these games when I was younger, and I could sit and play them and it wouldn't bother me. Nowadays, not every game is bad that's open world, and I do still play them. If there's interest in a game that's open world, I'll buy it and play it anyway. But some of them just feel kind of repetitive and lackluster and empty, and yeah, I just don't enjoy open world games as much as I used to, and that's just something I've kind of changed over time. Well, I don't really buy them. Like, I kind of just prefer like more linear games, not like completely linear. Like if there's a bit of exploration, that's fine, but not like an open map and just like I can't be doing with games that have a lot of filler in them. Like that's simply put. But I'm sure people disagree with me. I know that open world games are very popular and people like them. They feel like they get their money's worth out of them, and that is completely understandable. I get it and respect it. But in the topic of Resident Evil, a fully open world game doesn't sound like it's going to work. And before we kind of jump into the open world part, I do want to say it's kind of been done more recently at least, and I do kind of want to go over like what I mean by that. So if you look back at probably the more recent Resident Evil releases, okay, so 7 to an extent, Resident Evil 8 and the 4 remake are kind of the main ones, but all three of those games kind of sit under it. The area you can play in, you can backtrack a lot, and there is a reasons to backtrack a lot, and I know that's something that's done in pretty much every Resident Evil game from the first game up. But in these games, there's a lot more reason to do it. Whether you're going back for weapons, you're going back for treasures you can't get to yet, or whatever it may be. There's a lot of reasons to explore the map, okay? But the thing is, they're not like these vast areas of nothing. It is running back through environments you've already been through. Maybe there's some changes because the story's progressed or whatever. But, especially on the first playthrough, you'll go through and you'll see, okay, there's a door there, or a gate there that's locked and I need a certain key to get through it. I'll probably get that key later, so when I get it I'll come back and I'll get this weapon, I'll get this treasure, whatever it is. It's nothing crazy, it's just, backtracking is an option, and I do appreciate that a lot. It does give a game that is relatively quite short in the long run. If you're just playing through the game, you're going to be done in like maybe 4 or 5 hours, so it gives a game like Resident Evil more depth, and it extends your playthrough and makes your experience probably a bit more fulfilling if you are concerned about buying a game that's relatively short for a higher price point. I think Resident Evil 4 Remake does it more so, with each of the zones being fairly explorable, with the village, castle and the island, as well as the merchant having like the contracts that you can do as well. It's well done, it's nothing too crazy, it's not over the top, it's not going to take forever, and it is nice to have it there. But I do feel like having a fully open world map is not what this leak is trying to suggest, honestly. When I say it's not trying to suggest that, I just feel like the new game will be a lot like this game. You'll have big zones that you can kind of backtrack through and have a look around. Because to a degree, yes, the map's open world. You can kind of go wherever the map allows you to go at any given point. They're fairly big zones as well, so there's quite a lot of walking around, but it's not like this vast open area. You know where you're going, you know the route, and there you go. That's what I feel the leak is suggesting, going off the back of RE4 and success of the merchant and its contracts and all of the treasures you can find and just how well received the game was in pretty much every aspect. I feel like that is the direction they're taking it in. I don't think they're going to go full, Dragon's Dogma 2 style, which everyone's kind of comparing it to because that just came out and it was a big hit for Capcom. I don't think they're ever going to do that with a Resident Evil game. It would be absolutely horrendous, and I just don't feel like open world suits the series at all. I think there's a lot of worry for Resident Evil 9 in the long run, because we've got this big climax coming from the end of Resident Evil 8, and it's going to be like a big thing that happens, and people are concerned, if we're playing as characters that we played as before, it's just going to be action, because it's like dealing with the end game of what's happened. And yes, I agree, I'm concerned too. I don't want them to go fully over the top with it. Apparently, from what I've heard, it's probably one of the more expensive Resident Evil games. It's been in development for a long time, and that just gives me real bad alarm bells in my head about Resident Evil 6. That game was expensive, it took them a lot of money to make that game, and it just wasn't a Resident Evil game. Like I've said about Resident Evil 6 before, it's a good game, it's fun, but it ain't a Resident Evil game, I'll tell you that much. But there's worry there, and I get it, I have it too, but I'm just hoping they kind of treat it well, they know what they're doing. I expect the game to be bigger, no doubt, especially bigger than Village and 7, but no open world, please. We don't want that. I don't want that. I'm sure people maybe do want to see what it's like, and if you are interested in seeing it, do let me know, but I just don't think it suits this series at all, in any way. But yeah, that's pretty much going to cover the whole thing. I know it took a while for me to get around to talking about it, but I've seen more and more people talk about it on Twitter and stuff like that. I'll have people come to me and ask me what I think about it, and I always try to at least try and be very positive about Resident Evil. I don't think everything they make is gold. I have issues with certain things they make and certain things they do, but I try and look away from that and just try and kind of make videos on the positive side and stuff like that. But with this, if that is the route they go down and it is a fully open world game, my interest is slightly lower. And obviously, I say that, but I'm still going to buy it, I'm still going to play it, but I don't think I would enjoy it as much compared to like Resident Evil 4, or even more linear games like Resident Evil 2 or 3 or 1. I just don't think it would gel with me as well as those games do. But that's pretty much it. Like I said, I've been away for a bit, I apologise. I took a break. I was going to kind of keep it out a month, but then that turned into 2 months, and I kind of lost track of what I was doing. But I'm back now. I don't expect videos to go up every single day. There simply isn't a lot going on in terms of video content right now, but I do have ideas to keep the channel more consistent and have things going on it more regularly. So I expect more activity pretty much from today onwards. So yeah, thank you for watching. Remember to leave your thoughts on the whole open world situation down below in the comments, and subscribe for more Resident Evil content if you are interested. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video.